Hi there, lovely people, subscribers, and anyone new who might have arrived on my channel. In London this week, we actually got some proper nippy weather. Again, it was a little bit of a mixture, so I've got a little bit of a mixture here in terms of kind of strength or, you know, when I'd normally wear these kind of seasonal perfumes. But let's start with one that I haven't worn since last year when it was cold, because this, for some reason, this one is very much a cold weather perfume for me, even though for some people it probably wouldn't be. This is the Scent Doctor. This is called Cherimola, which is a Cherimoya perfume. I don't know if you can see how beautiful a colour this is. Gorgeous red. I literally this time only just thought about the fact it was called Cherimola. Maybe that's supposed to be like cherry cola. I literally only just considered that. And I can kind of see it, although maybe more like a kind of cherryade kind of smell. But slightly spicy, a little bit spiced. So the Scent Doctor, I think this is a UK brand, and I got this on Amazon for like £6 something for this 100ml EDP. So this guy, it's a bit harder to find nowadays, but you can definitely still get it on the grey market in the UK, and you can normally get it for under £10. So the notes in this are top notes of pear, apple, cherry moya and cinnamon. The mid notes are passion flower, ylang ylang and jasmine. Base notes are tonka beans, balsam and woods and musk. So it's something about the kind of apple, pear and cherry kind of... I know cherry moya isn't a literal cherry, but it does come across in a little bit of a kind of sharper version of a cherry to me in this perfume. And then you've got the cinnamon. And then mix that with the floral notes, the tonka and the balsam. And for me, it's just, there's something almost Christmassy about this one. It's still very, very fruity, like super fruity, but it's almost like a super fruity mulled wine vibe I'm getting, even though it's not really boozy. Maybe like a, you know, a non-alcoholic one. But there's just something about it that makes me feel kind of like it's perfect for cold weather. And because it's quite syrupy and sweet, I feel like it's just a little bit, I don't know, it feels a bit too heavy for me in warm weather whenever I've tried to wear it. But in cold weather, I really enjoyed this. It's like a happy smell. It does smell bright, joyful, fruity, a little bit spicy. It's just a really pretty one. So yeah, I'm really happy to have it. I really enjoyed wearing it. Okay, what's next on the list? Ooh, a new one. Okay, if you are following me on Instagram, I literally just started a couple of weeks ago an Instagram page for this, like, to go with this channel, and I did put a little picture when this arrived. This is the new Antonio Banderas perfume called the Icon Splendid. It's eau de parfum, although it's not a heavy perfume and it's a kind of cheapie. I think brand new, this cost me about £20 plus postage and packing. I got this one either on eBay or Amazon, I can't remember. But yeah, it was quick delivery. This is a 100ml bottle, so I tried the original Icon and it is a great perfume, but it was too similar to Libre for me. It was like a fruitier, kind of easier going version of Libre, but I loved the bottle. I ended up passing that one on just because, you know, I don't need perfumes that smell like Libre. It's not my favourite kind of scent. This one, though, I like this one. So I now have one of the bottles. I don't think this bottle is as pretty because the original is a darker red and it has like a pinky red cap. This one has this kind of peachy coloured cap, which is slightly strange. Doesn't go too well, I think, with the rest of the bottle. But I do still love this bottle. There's something circusy about it that I find really cool. So the Icon Splendid is, I mean, it's pear and praline, basically. I'm going to have to put it slightly askew so it doesn't just glow. And I love pear perfumes, and sweet pear perfumes tend to make me quite happy. So the joy of this is it's not full of aroma chemicals, which I'm very, very happy about. And I was a bit nervous because I looked at the notes and I thought this looked amazing. And then I looked on Fragrantica and its top comparison is Prada Paradox. And I don't like that perfume. I know it's like, I don't want to say it's generic, but it smells like a mixture of loads of other things. Like loads of other famous perfumes have been put in a bucket And that's what Prada Paradox smells like, which means that it is really like mass appealing and it's pretty. But I also found it a little chemically, a bit overwhelming. Um, and the florals were, I didn't really like the florals too much. I feel like I remember it being quite orange blossomy. I do actually have a sample, so I could compare it at some point. But I'm very happy to say I don't actually think this one smells like Prada Paradox, to be honest. I know I can see that it's been compared because Prada Paradox smells like so many other perfumes. So it's kind of bound to catch some strays in terms of like comparing them, you know. But anyway, so the Icon Splendid by Antonio Banderas has pear, black pepper, and tangerine in the top notes. Mid notes are peony, guaiacan. I've never heard of that. It looks like a purple flower. When I clicked on it, Fragrantica didn't have any information about what that flower is supposed to smell like, and there's only 2 perfumes that have it listed. This is one of them. Orange blossom as well in the middle. And then the base notes are praline, rose, sandalwood, vanilla, and musk. So, on first spray, this reminds me of Donna Aqua, genuinely. It has a very similar pear note to Donna Aqua. And then obviously it has the praline, which is a very sweet, sugary, nutty confection, right? Almost chocolatey. But this has a very similar bright, yummy pear note. So on first spray, I was like, oh my God, I found an actual decent dupe for Donna Aqua. But it doesn't continue to smell like Donna Aqua. The more it dries down, the more the praline takes over. The pear kind of goes into the background. And then you've got basically a musk, vanilla, praline, and sandalwood. I don't know that this smells particularly floral once it's dried down, so it's not like flower heavy. But the dry down, then I was thinking, I mean, it also has an almost similar kind of sweet rose, like very, very subtle rose vibe that you get in God is a Woman, that kind of thing. But when I gave it a full day's wear, the deep dry down kind of reminded me a little bit of Oh My Secret from Woman's Secret, which is a dupe for YSL Manifesto. I have a little sample now of Manifesto, and Manifesto doesn't quite veer into the body lotion vibe that you get with Oh My Secret. But this one has a slight sense of that Manifesto kind of smell in the base when it dries down. So, I mean, it starts beautiful with a Donna Aqua style smell, and then it dries down beautifully into a Manifesto praline-y, creamy, sweet, beautiful smell. It just doesn't last very long. So for like such an affordable perfume, I'm not going to complain that it's kind of gone within about 4 hours, like almost completely. You get that sugary sweetness remaining, but the actual scent has died down. Now it is so sweet that this is possibly going to get better as it ages. Hopefully it will get a little bit more intense. It will last a bit longer. But just overall, this is super pretty. I really liked this. It's very sweet, really nice for cooler weather. Although I imagine this might perform better in warmer weather. I feel like Antonio Banderas probably designs perfumes that are made for hotter climates than the UK. But I really, really like this one. I really like the pear in it. I really enjoyed wearing it. I'm really happy to have it. So this one's staying. All right, next up. We have one that I got from eBay because I just wanted to try it, and I have worn it now. Gave it a full day's wear test, and it's not really for me, this one. So this is Paul Gaultier, and this is Classique. This is the Airlines version, which, if you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but on the bottom it says Pinup, because the scent that's in this bottle is called Paul Gaultier Classique Pinup. On Fragrantica, they have the wrong notes for this perfume, so I am going to read you the notes from Pinup, because the notes that they've got on Fragrantica for the Classique Airlines is actually the notes that is for the Eau de Parfum, and I have the Eau de Parfum, and I promise you they do not smell alike. So the Pinup version of Classique has ginger and citron in the top. The mid notes are orange blossom and marshmallow, and the base notes are vanilla and amber. This definitely has, in the dry down, a vibe of Love Don't Be Shy. It is that kind of perfume. I imagined it would be because it's got orange blossom and marshmallow in it, and then there's vanilla. So I was like, that's probably going to be that kind of thing. But I was interested to see what the Classique version is. So I have a sample of Classique. That's the perfume I had when I was young. It was way too mature for me. I never actually wore it. I just bought it like I used to when I was young because I liked the bottle and I thought it was cool. I didn't really consider much whether it would be a wearable perfume for me. But that is very orange blossom heavy. I find it a bit sharp. I find it a bit bitter, as if there's neroli or something, but it might be the citron. And this for me is the same. And so overall, what it kind of reminds me of the most is the Marrakesh in a bottle, which I find to be quite green and bitter in the top and then dries down into a very gentle version of something like Love Don't Be Shy, but not quite as syrupy sweet. This smells quite similar to that. So it's very pretty, but I don't love it. I have an oil dupe of Love Don't Be Shy, which is quite good, which is very, very sweet. And then I have the Marks and Spencer's perfume, which I think is called Citrus Soleil. It used to be called Among the Orange Groves, I think, from their Provence perfume collection. That is juicier. It doesn't have the same amount of kind of bitterness, and it's not quite as sugary sweet when it dries down. So that's my preferred one. Just for the sake of the bottle, I was hoping this would be my preferred one, but it isn't. I think citron has caused me a few problems. I find citron in perfume sometimes almost turns into citronella on me, so it gets quite like bitter and biting and like super, super green the way that petitgrain is. So yeah, I this one I didn't love. I really like the dry down, but it's not particularly strong by the time it gets to the dry down. It's quite a light, easygoing perfume, this one. But if you like Marrakesh in a bottle and you don't want to spend that kind of money, and you see this for a decent price on eBay, because I mean, I think I got this one for like 20 quid. So yeah, I think it's a very similar scent myself. But I'll be decluttering this. So if you watch out on eBay, there is a link to my eBay account in my about section on my channel. So yeah, if you keep an eye out, I've got loads of stuff going up there at the moment. I've got some things on there right now that are about to end on Sunday night. And then I'm going to be putting up some sample bundles and some more stuff. So I'm slowly but surely doing my kind of declutters, my general declutters. At the weekend, this is one of those things that if I put it on in the morning, I then, even if I'm only intending to wear it like when I'm having coffee and up until I have my shower, I nearly always continue to wear it throughout the day because it's so lush. I just really like this. So I used the body spray because I was only intending to wear it like first thing. This is Born Lovely by Sarah Jessica Parker, and this is the body spray version, which I think is an even more easygoing and feminine version of the eau de parfum that I have. Because somehow the Born Lovely, the base notes aren't quite as strong. So top notes here are peony, cassis and mandarin orange. Mid notes are freesia, orange blossom and honeysuckle. Base notes cedar, patchouli and caramel. You do get a sort of hint of that caramel without it smelling particularly like caramel. It just sweetens up the whole composition. So it's mainly like cassis and peony, I'd say. And then you get a bit of cedar and patchouli, but the cedar and patchouli is a little bit stronger in the eau de parfum than the body spray. But it's beautiful. I just don't even know. It's almost like fresh, wet laundry, this reminds me of. It's just so pretty. It's like a laundry scent without actually smelling literally like laundry. That sounds mad, but it's like smelling like fresh, clean laundry without smelling like clean laundry, the perfume. You know, it hasn't got that actual, literal laundry smell about it. It's so lush. I love it. Wear that one all the time. Okay. It's the season to wear Indi. It is the season to smell like sweet sandalwood, and I am happy, even though it doesn't list sandalwood. This is my mega massive bottle of Katy Perry's Indi. I have many bottles of Indi. I think a few weeks ago I finished off my little mini one that I used to take to work. So the one I'm taking to work now is a 30ml bottle, but this is the one I put on in the morning, my 100ml bottle. It says, what does this say? Put the U in individual. It's such a gorgeous perfume. I love it. It smells... I honestly think this smells exactly like Santal Blanc from Van Cleef& Arpels, which is like I don't know, like £150 or something, that perfume. But this is like a tenner. It's so amazing. So, notes here. Plum, white tea and bergamot. Mid notes of white cedar extract, lily of the valley and cyclamen. Base notes of musk, white musk, black musk, Egyptian musk, island musk, tonka bean and amber. I think when I was talking about this recently in a thing, I said there were 4 types of musk, but no, actually there's 5. So it doesn't list sandalwood, but I'm absolutely sure that there's sandalwood in this. And I wonder if it's the same sandalwood aroma chemical molecule that they have in molecule oil 4. Because the last time I wore this, I was saying as well, I think it's easy to go anosmic to this, but I'm absolutely sure you smell really strongly of this all day, because if you get it on your clothes, it lasts for months and months. I can still smell it on my lanyard, and and I wore it on Monday. So was it Monday? I can't remember. But anyway. All right. Oh, we had a day where it randomly was just like 18 degrees again. So, when I left for work on Friday morning, it was like 3 degrees. And 2 days before that, it had been like 13 degrees in the morning, and then it was 17 during the day. So again, it can't quite make its mind up at the moment, but I jumped on the excuse to wear a slightly more spring-summer perfume, and I wore my beloved Mediterranean from Elizabeth Arden. I just love this perfume so much. It makes me so happy. It makes me feel like a gracious lady. It's like there's just something so low-key sophisticated. I don't really know how to describe it, because I don't know. It's just so feminine, but it's not vampy, and it's not like little girly. It's just magical. It's just elegant. That's the word I'm looking for. It's elegant, but kind of low key. So this is plum, Sicilian mandarin and peach in the top. And then the mid notes are wisteria, magnolia and orchid. Base notes, musk, sandalwood and amber. I think, and again, every time I wear this, I say it. It's something beautiful, like a peach sorbet. It's a special type of plum. It's got it talks about a sea breeze. It's so beautiful. It's sweet, it's pretty. The bottle's gorgeous. They still make it in this actual bottle, thank goodness, because some of the beautiful bottles from Elizabeth Arden they don't make anymore, which is such a shame. But it just makes me really happy, this perfume. But be careful, don't buy it secondhand if it's been used, because if people don't store these properly, they definitely get really peppery. That's exactly the same thing I found with CK perfumes, like Calvin Klein perfumes. They get really peppery, it seems. This one, the first time I bought it, I bought a little miniature and it was super peppery. I could just smell the beauty underneath. So once I bought this fresh bottle, oh my goodness, it's so gorgeous. All right. I'm on a Chanel No. 5 kick at the moment. I've just managed to find one for, well, I wanted to try Chanel No. 5 Eau Premiere. I've heard loads of people talking about it. It seems to be unanimously everyone's favourite kind of modern interpretation. So I have La Eau. I really love that one. It's kind of like it's almost stripped back to just a citrusy musk version of Chanel No. 5. But I really wanted to try Eau Premiere. I've been to loads of shops that sell Chanel perfumes and none of them have it. So I just went and had a look on Vinted and I managed to get a second-hand bottle. So that's on its way to me. So I'll be able to talk to you guys about that soon, because I've been really looking forward to trying that. And as it's a Chanel, if I don't like it, it'll be so easy to sell on. So I wasn't worried about making that particular investment. But this is the one that I have that's the closest to Chanel number 5. Apart from the sample I have of Chanel number 5. But yeah, so I wore Coty L'Amaint again. L'Amaint. Such a cool bottle. It's such a pretty one. So yeah, I mean, I was in the mood for an aldehydic, classic, soapy, floral smell. And that's exactly what L'Amaint is. It's gorgeous. It's an easygoing, less green, less oak mossy, less sharp version of Chanel number 5. And I find it a little bit rosier myself as well. So this is top notes of aldehydes, neroli, peach and bergamot, mid notes of ylang ylang, rose, jasmine, geranium and orchid, base notes musk, sandalwood, vanilla, tonka bean, vetiver and Virginia cedar. And it's just beautiful. It's very soapy. If you don't like aldehydes, you would hate this perfume. If you like Chanel number 5 and you don't want to spend that kind of money, obviously there's loads of different perfumes that you can get. I actually just got one recently that I think is closer to the EDT maybe. It's a little bit sharper even than the original. But there's so many dupes. I just happen to really love L'Amaint because this is one that I wore as a body spray when I was a little girl. I had the little pink metal body spray and I used to wear this one all the time and I loved it. And my gran used to buy this for me with the soaps for Christmas. And so it makes me think of her. It makes me think of my childhood home. You know, it's just really, it's lovely because I didn't have a mum who wore perfume. So it's not like I have fond memories of Chanel number 5 from her. I have fond memories of wearing a Chanel number 5 style perfume myself when I was like 7, which is mad when I think about it now, because this feels relatively mature even for me now, but it's beautifully mature. It's not mature in a way that I find like offensive. It's just gorgeous. So the last things to mention are that I also, because you see, I was at the Chanel counter looking for Eau Premiere, I was having a sniff of some other things as well. So there were a couple that I actually put onto, what do you call them, these little things. So here from the Chanel counter. So I thought I would sniff Coco Noir and the original, well, not the original, but Coco EDP. So let me just start with Coco EDP. This is really beautiful, this perfume. I already knew it was. But I wanted to smell it again because I have a perfume by, of all people, Jade Goody called Shhhh. Shhhh. dot, dot, dot. I think it cost me like £10 for 100ml. And it really is a little bit like a modern interpretation of Coco. So that one is basically Coco, but add in some cassis tea and some candy floss. That's kind of what Shhhh smells like. This Coco is an extremely, again, like, I mean, I feel like Chanel perfumes just are elegant, right? I mean, I'm not the first person who's going to say that. Everyone knows that. There's something in the house DNA that is elegant. The only thing that I've smelt that I really was like, oh, that's a misstep, is the new version of the Chance Eau Fraiche. I think they've got an eau de parfum version that I think just smells like a masculine, like a cheap masculine perfume once it dries down, and it smells like kind of candy in the top. So it doesn't smell so much like a Chanel to me, that one. But this is so lush, and I'm really happy that it's coming around to the weather where I'm going to be able to wear Shhhh. I think this smells like a special occasion perfume. It's warm and yummy. It's got Bulgarian rose, coriander, peach, jasmine and mandarin orange in the top. Middle notes are clove, rose, clover, mimosa and orange blossom. Base notes amber, sandalwood, tonka bean, opopanox, civet, vanilla and labdanum. You really get the kind of spices here. And although I know it's cloves and coriander, it also has that little vibe of maybe smelling slightly cinnamony to me, you know? Like almost like Christmas spices. It's ambery. It's got a hint of something balsamic, but it's got a gentle floral. I feel like I can smell the clover, and I really like the smell of clover. Sweet, pretty, warm, enveloping, perfect for autumn, winter special occasions, I would say. Like, it's just beautiful. Like, it's the kind of thing I'd wear to my work Christmas party. Do you know what I mean? So lovely. So anyway, I already knew that I thought that one was nice. That was not new to me. But I realised I'd never smelt Coco Noir, and that's the one that people quite often have in videos as their favourite version of Coco or their favourite Chanel. Now, I don't like Mademoiselle because I don't like the amount. It's just like so patchouli heavy, that perfume. And I always kind of think of that one as being a sweet, what's it called? Like a fruit chuli. So I wanted to smell Coco Noir, and I don't like this one. I'm not really surprised that I don't, looking at the notes and the votes. But this, I mean, you can sort of tell it's related to Coco, but I think it smells quite different. Oh, dropping things. Yeah, it's got like a hint, but I think it smells like quite a different perfume. So Coco Noir is grapefruit, bergamot and orange in the top. Mid notes of rose, geranium, jasmine, narcissus and peach. Base notes patchouli, sandalwood, olibanum, tonka bean, vanille, white musk, cloves and benzoin. I find this one like really sour, especially in comparison to Coco. The grapefruit in it is really strong. The patchouli is really strong. It's not as sweet. It's not as cozy. There's still spices, but you get more of that kind of... You get a lot of the grapefruit bergamot and you get a lot of the peach, I'd say. And it's not particularly sweet. Yeah, this one not so much for me. But it does also remind me of quite a few things. I'm just trying to put my finger on what exactly I think this smells like. I mean, maybe it's got a little bit of a crossover with Mademoiselle more than the original Coco. I'm just having a quick look to see if anything pops up. Chanel Chance. Yeah, maybe this is a bit closer to Chance than the original Coco. Oh, there's a Kayali here. Which one's this? Oh, is it one of the oud ones? I can't see anything popping up on here, but I feel like I've smelt perfumes that smell like this. There's probably loads of perfumes that I've tried that are cheaper perfumes that are kind of duping this, and I just hadn't realised because I hadn't smelt it. But yeah, Coco Noir I don't like, but Coco I think is gorgeous. Like, I would be very happy to have a bottle of Coco. Like I said, I have something that smells enough like it that I don't need it, but I do think it's gorgeous. And yeah, I mean, perfect for cold weather. So anyway, that's me this week. I just finished recording my my collection, in terms of not all of it, but my display. So I will film the rest of my collection as well, the stuff that's in drawers and in cupboards, as soon as I get a chance. But yeah, I will get that edited and put together as soon as I possibly can, so that I can start putting up videos. I think I'm going to have to do it in separate videos, otherwise it's just going to be, it's going to be such a long video because I've got a lot of perfumes. So I will get that done as soon as I possibly can. Like I said, I've got an Instagram now, so if you're interested, you can come and follow me there. If you like my videos but you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. It really makes a massive difference to me. It really, really helps me. Let me know what you've been wearing. Let me know if you have any of these. And thank you so much for watching, guys. I will be back next Sunday with my next one. Bye.